Ibom state. State is named after God, and it's a wonderful state. You're going to love it here, especially if you're on holidays and you're trying to enjoy everything that Akwa Ibom has to offer. It has hospitality, the finest hospitality that you can get in any state. Akwa Ibom is the place to be. It's also the place to invest, just in case you don't know. That's on the sideline, though. Join me as I welcome my guest together as we make sense of the conversation this morning, as we suyo on Akwa Ibom matters. My guest is the State Director, Center for Human Rights and Accountability Network, or TWICOM, Franklin E. Song, the Suyo Master. Morning to you, sir. Good morning, Ike. Good to be with you this morning, and compliment of the season. Yeah, you're the number one Suyo. Number one Suyo. I thought it was Alibongo. No, it's a making noise. It was Alibongo. Make noise, make some noise. Well, we come to make noise. Yeah. We'll sue you when necessary. Exactly. I mean, we don't. That is why you have the benefit of democracy, and the most happiest moment of every activist or journalist is when you are suyo and the UYO is producing results. Absolutely. And it makes you feel that at least you are contributing to the development of the state and of the country. So the suyo here is actually paying off and is what suing you. Yes, Akwa Ibom, welcome to join us again this morning as we take the suyo to another level. We're going to be focusing on two cardinal issues this morning, very topical. We're going to be looking at the scorecard of His Excellency the Governor. The year is coming to an end. We'll be doing appraisals, different series that we'll be having before the year ends, and even up to January. We're going to be doing appraisals, and so we're going to be looking at the scorecard for His Excellency. We'll look at the status potholes in Akwa Ibom. I've seen I need to say this right here, Twicom, I've seen very, very remarkable improvements. Yesterday I had the opportunity to drive around a couple of places that I know had some crazy potholes. I even passed by that mechanic village and I did not experience some of those things. So big thumbs up to the people doing the job there. We'll also look at waste management. Is there any improvement in that area? Are the wastes reducing or are they increasing? I've seen some great stuffs that Axima now work with, and that's worth commending. Are they deploying it well? Are we seeing production and waste or increase? We'll look at that if time permits. And then any other issue connected, of course, the petroleum monitoring, very important. How much are we buying fuel? That committee, since they were set up, what have they done to ease the suffering of Akwa Ibom people? We'll sue you on this matter. But ladies and gentlemen, join me first off as we get straight to the scorecard, which of course is the most the most important item on our suing UYO list this morning. So let's look at the governor scorecard for 24 on several laudable policies and initiatives that he's introduced since coming on board. How would you rate him thus far as the year comes to an end? I think the governor himself set the tone for his own appraisal. If you were at the ministerial briefing at the banquet hall. I was supposed to be there, but okay. I had some engagements here. Oh, you missed a lot. Yeah, actually, I wasn't there. If you were there, you would have admired the essence of democracy. I kept talking about it because we were around during the military era. We know what we went through when we called out the militaries or when we asked the military to, leave the space for civilian rule. It wasn't easy. And when they make policies and you dare talk about it, you are on the watch list. And so for a government to invite stakeholders, invite the critical stakeholders, and then put us in one hall and say, this is my scorecard, assess me. And it makes you have a different feeling of what used to be. For instance, even in the States, when you have a government that says, this is my score, this is what I have done in the past 18 months. I want you people to assess me. And in the course of these interactions, he brought out his ESCO members and then, lined them up and asked them to present their scorecards. And then they begin to individually presenting their scorecards. It gives you the hope that there is better opportunity ahead. That governance has better. Yeah. Because at that point, those commissioners who have not been doing well, who never expected to be called by their appointer to come and give account of their stewardship, began to frightened.
Sweat.
Of course, because they don't have anything to show. So, having said this, when the Center for Human Rights, was invited, and I must say again, this is the first time we are invited to participate in such an event, and this is the first of its kind in any case. So, when we are invited for that occasion, with the title appraisal, ministerial briefing, and appraisal of the government, we took time as a CSO that is people oriented to do our own independent appraisal. We didn't want to go to sit at the banquet hall and be briefed by the ESCO members and be told what they have done. We had our own prepared appraisal that we went there with. So when the time for appraisal came, of course, the commissioners made their presentations, and then people started making, their comments. And then when CHRAN was given opportunity, I was given opportunity to speak, to present our position. Of course, it was very clear, like we have said here, that we had nothing else to say than to commend the governor in the areas they have responded to our advocacies. We talked about the issue of the street lighting along Dodoma Avenue, talked about the potholes which you have just mentioned now. Yesterday, I drove from my office at IBB. I drove from there, turned around the IBB. I did not see potholes. I drove from there to the 2 lanes, where I said here last week that the Port Stone base, they have now asphalt it just by the 2 lanes. I drove past there, drove down to the end of, before the traffic light at the 2 lanes. You used to have a very bad spot before you get to the traffic light at 2 lanes. There's always a bad spot in front where you have a refuse dump by the side. That spot had been, asphalted. Then I drove and entered the service lane now, because I know you will ask me.
Of course.
How you service lane?
Of course.
Good.
Definitely.
So, but I had to do that because I know you will ask me, and I didn't want to come and give a report and someone will call and say it is not true. So I drove to the service lane from the pharmacy where you have pharmacy there, where you have a tricycle you used to assemble there.
That big ditch.
That big ditch had been, blended. They've been well done and asphalted. I drove from there to where you have Redeemed Church, where you mentioned last, where you have your sister radio station. You won't even know it again. It's been done and blended with the road. I drove from there to the roundabout. That is the Mwaiba roundabout. I did not see a single pothole. I entered from there, entered Uyo Village Road. That is where the job was still ongoing. I've seen that the road has now been expanded to like a dual carriage way. Before now, it used to be a narrow path that was done by the, I think, Governor Kosa Akpabio's government. But now I saw the markings that have now been expanded, widened, and it takes that way to where you have the, I think, E+, whether E+ or there's a plus, there's a event center there. There's also a Redeemed Church somewhere there. All those markings have now, cut across that area to where you have the Ndwetonku. That markings stop there. So you now have that because dual carriage way.
There's one place you and I sued a lot about, that Accra Road, that by that filling.
You allow me to learn. I was telling you now.
I passed there yesterday. Coming. No, I could not believe my eyes.
I'm coming.
I was looking for the potholes. I couldn't find
it. Yes, see, now from there, from the Mwitonko axis, though this part you have potholes. That is the Uyo Village Road axis. You have, because that road is not yet done. They only do the markings, and they have now expanded both flanks of the road that they are going to utilize. I go from there to the Betonko axis. From there, I enter the Ikpa Road, the popular Ikpa Road that has become, our daily advocacy now. I went that axis, drove down to the where you have the junction of Udoite, the 2 Road, Nelson Mandela. All those axes, the potholes are yet to be done. I've already reached out to the authority that look, that needed to be done immediately, because once it rains, the entire area will be cut off. So that axis, I drove from there and entered from there I entered, I drove, then entered back to Accra Road and drove to Canafort, because Canafort, as you are approaching to Canafort by the Bafield, I complained last time that my vehicle too low, couldn't climb the bad spot there. But now it's been blended. The entrance to Okanafort from Accra Road has now been blended. I drove from there, entered Okanafort, but the potholes in Okanafort, where you have I think there's a school there, federal government school, then you have waste bin, then I drove from there to the end, which is a back road, the potholes, and then these are the only pot I saw potholes. But kudos to the team and kudos to the government, like we said during the briefing.
To their back road side, they've not done anything.
Yeah.
That's why you have that crazy
ditch,
very deep.
You have like a culvert that cross that area.
Once it rains, that place is a
completely it's a no-go area.
Yeah.
So that has been done. So that is good. I mean, the other part of the side has not been done. Yeah, that's Okanafort and Ikpa Road and Itu Road, areas that have not been done. But across the entire state that I know, I came here to count about 63 streets. The majority of them have been done, and the governor keep emphasizing that they will be cleared off. They will be cleared off. It's just a matter of time. I have also been engaging, apart from speaking on air, I'm engaging the authorities, not just the governor, now those who are responsible. The governor has given orders saying they should clear it off. So it is now for them to be, dragged to where this thing is happening.
It's even important to add, as an addendum to what you're saying, that they take advantage of the weather now before the rain comes.
That's the point.
Because, when the rain comes, all of those areas are going to become again.
Yeah.
And people will begin to make noise.
Good. Then you have the Akpa Ube, by Samson, the approach is not yet done. It's not yet done. I have engaged authorities. They said it will be done. During the town hall meeting we had with the governor, the governor said clearly that he will be having a town hall meeting at least twice a month across the 10 federal constituencies in order to help him gather information from the people that he is governing to enable him prepare a budget. So this is an applause to him. You recall we talked about the issue of Atiku, the flood in Atiku. That has been done. It's an applause to the government. They did the Afagube that leads from Atiku to Ikolepone Road. That also has been done. Then the governor has done so many roads. The Ekparakwa, the Ntak Ibes Road in Orowanam, the Ikoleyo, Edamidem, Ukut, Ibiekene, No Obong, Ikot Ntong, Southwest Road in Nsilobium has also been done. Ikoro Biofong, Enensat Road has also been done. Mbarenin, Ikorubo, Ikot Ntot Road has also been done. Then the roads in Orefong Roko, Orefong, Otuku, Ubutuk Road has also been done. Then the Spring Road in Ikolepone has also been done. Then the Ndia Street by Jakwarandem. This one was done within the governor's 100 days in office. Then the governor in the area of education, governor has increased the payment of bursary from 10,000 naira to 3,000 naira for those who are undergraduate studying courses, different courses, and those who are doing courses like law, medicine will get 30,000 naira from the government. So then the government is also paying 250,000 naira pay graduate who is living with a disability, and those who are studying in postgraduate courses, they will be getting 300,000 naira from the government. Then in the area of healthcare, the government has built primary health center in Ikonko, in Ibesikbo, as a local government area, then Odot in Central local government area, Oboyo, Ikot, Eta in Nsiribon local government area. Then primary schools are also ongoing in Orefong Oroko, in Udomoko, in Ika, in Etemebo local government area, including the General Hospital in Okanafon, is also ongoing. In the area of workers' welfare, the governor has approved, of course, which is known, that the workers in the state will now get 80,000 naira minimum wage. And the governor went ahead to say they should pay them the third month, which is called the number.
To know that the verification has to be completed.
Of course. So that is now going to be paid to them, and then the 13th month salary will be paid to them, called a number. In the area of gratuity, you recall we used to come here to shout about gratuity. Governor came, he met 85.2 billion. He has paid so far in 18 months 37 billion out of this in 18 months. So it means that in many months he will clear them off by God's grace. Then in the area of shelter, he is building the Arise home across the state, and the way the beneficiaries are being picked, they are just at random. It is not based on who is in which party or not. I recall an incident that a lady, gave a land to be used to site such a home in Ona for her neighbor who did not have a land. Governor said that lady who gave the land should also be given a similar home, and it was built for her in Ona. Then in the area of security, the governor, when he came on board, he established the Internal Security and Waterways Ministry, as well as the Community Watch. And this has actually been helping, because I can tell you that I am from Barene. My area was always like, a no-go area. Incessant kidnapping and criminal activities every now and then at Barene. It has now been cleared, courtesy the effort of the government and the security agencies in the state. He has given the security agencies, security gadget, vehicles. He donated a patrol, gunboat to the Navy, about 14 of them. In the area of tourism, the governor has, is building the Arise Park at Dominic Utuk Street. Dominic Utuk Street, where the park is sited, was almost becoming a criminal hideout. It was a ravine.
Yeah, it was a terrible ravine.
Terrible ravine. It was becoming a criminal hideout and posing a threat to those who are living in that area. I couldn't even go there from 8 p.m., pass through there from 8 p.m. because of the, the activities of the men of the underworld. Governor came on board, cleared the area, took it, and now they are building the Arise Park that comprise the children's playground, golf course, and other, ancillary projects.
Of what that place will look like, a drone shot.
Of course.
It's going to be a fantastic
area where you can go and relax and even take pictures and then relax for the day.
Scenery. They can complete it. And
That's
I pray that the Lord strengthens him, that he's able to complete it in this administration.
So he will, because he will.
Have somebody who will come in and not see any usefulness, because that place is beautiful.
Yeah, he will. As a golfer, I had gone to the golf section. I've even attempted to play some holes. Yeah, it's almost completed. The children playground is almost completed. I was thinking that by this December it should have been commissioned and put to use. That section should have been commissioned and put to use, because it's almost completed. The government, the agric sector, of course, the government is building the modern farm, in Surubium, and this is taking the Shanghai farm model. So this is another achievement of the government, that when it is completed, it will add value to the economic activity of the state and make food sufficiency. We talked about the issue of the anti-open grazing law. I've been saying this over.
That's my major concern.
I have been saying this.
A lot of farmers are complaining that some people are encroaching into their farms and destroying their crops.
I have been saying this over and over. The anti-open grazing law, which is supposed to be enforced by the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Internal Security and Waterways. This morning, I engaged the authority, those concerned. I have been told that they have been taking actions, that there is actually, a temporary place where they call it, where they impound cattle that are being roaming on the street. They even gave me a call line that if I see any cattle anywhere roaming, we should call the line, which maybe if you want me to give it out here, that would be.
Don't you think it would have been better? No, hold on.
Okay.
Don't you think it would have been better? I mean, I like what you just told me now, but I'm sorry, with all due respect, I would have expected that there would be a jingle.
I'm coming.
To that effect.
There
will be mass information to that effect, so people can take advantage of it. Because a lot is happening. Sorry, a lot is happening in Esenudem.
Not only Esenudem. We have issues of farmer header clashes, and these headers go about with their cattle, destroying people's farmlands, and they believe that they are doing their own business at the detriment of other people's businesses. So this morning, when I engaged those concerned, they said that they were taking action, and that if we find any cattle roaming anywhere, you reach out to the Ministry of Agric, they will go there and impound the cattle. But I think that there is need for, like you have said, for more public awareness to be created, for people to know. I live in a farming community. Where I live is majorly their livelihood depends on farming. When they farm in the morning and go to bed in the night, they wake up, their cattle have destroyed all their crops, and this affects the amount of food we get in the market. So I'm happy that there is now action being taken in the area of the anti-open grazing law, but we need to see more action in this regard. The area of the food sufficiency, we talked about it some time ago. The governor came up and appointed, I think he created the bulk purchase agency, and then even appointed someone.
Before you go to the bulk purchase agency, a day to come, if the man will oblige me, I'd like to speak with the chairman of that agency.
Okay, I don't even know him.
On a day to come.
Yeah, there is need to engage them.
Yes, I only watch him on TV because I'm sorry, but I've got plenty of questions for that man. If I get the opportunity to.
No, you will for sure. You see, I like the approach. Like I said during the town hall meeting with the governor, the approach he is taking is like open government. He's opening the doors of government for people to ask questions, for people to engage the authorities. So you will have to, any person you want to speak to, Ike, we will get the person to come here to speak. If you are afraid, if you are ashamed, if you are afraid or ashamed of talking to the press, then you don't have any business being in the public office. That is true about it.
Thank you very much, Utwiko, and I'm looking for
anybody you want, Ike.
In 2025, anybody, I'm be engaging a lot.
Ike, you see, the year 2025 will be a year of open government. Nothing will be hidden. The governor is ready to run a government. He's running a government that everybody will be involved, all-inclusive government. From the day he came on board, he brought in all parties. He called meetings today. You will see all the past governors coming on board. He doesn't say you are party this, party that. So he's running a government of all-inclusive governance. So any person you want to ask any question, even if you don't tell me, I will help you to call the person. If we call him, if he's to come, we will drag him here.
Okay.
Yeah, he has no business being in office, occupying public office when he's afraid or ashamed of defending his office. That's one.
But before you proceed, there was a particular place, I've forgotten the community, which of the community, that land was allotted for the Shongai farm model.
That is Nsiribom.
We haven't heard much.
Nsiribiom.
We haven't heard much about
that. Is what I said. I said here during my remark that it is under the Ministry of Agric. I used to drive to pass there. I stop by. I see activities going on. They are doing fencing. If you go behind the fence, you see what is happening there. But the truth is, you must have reason to go there. For us, we may have the license somehow to find a way to explain why we are here to check what government is doing. But other persons may go there. They may stop it from the gate. But behind the gate that you see being built on the roadside, behind a lot is going on, and the package of the farm comes such that by the time it is completed, it will make the state to become like a agri-industrial hub. That is the way it is being packaged. A lot is going to be happening there, training of farmers and all of those. So it's a good one for the government. That is why I said it here that is one of the achievements the governor will be leaving behind when at the end of his government. You have the AK Cares Phase 2 program. Of course, the CHRAN also commended the transparency nature of the program. We came here sometimes to query that they were not being open to the public, and they decided to open it up and invited the CSOs and the media to follow what they are doing. And so far, what we have seen, we've seen transparency, and we are happy with the progress of work with the AK Cares. The asset of Akwa Ibom State government is spread across the entire country and beyond. We don't know where they are and who is managing what. The governor came on board and created the asset management, agency, and appointed people to mount that agency. Their duty includes to go around, take stock of all the assets of the state, wherever they may be, and be able to keep record, including maintaining those assets. Of course, the petroleum sector. You mentioned that the petroleum monitoring team that was inaugurated 2 months ago. Yesterday, I know you will ask me. Yesterday, I engaged the committee members. Let me not call the person's name for sake of privacy, because it was a private chat, and they took time to tell me what they have done in 2 months. And I was like disturbed to know, and they told me what they have done in 2 months, that they have been engaging security agencies. When they came on board, it was in the heat of crisis when Ipman, suspended supply of petroleum products in the state because of tanker that was seized somewhere in Ibaka. They said they have gone in to resolve the issue. They've been to Bayelsa State, been to River State, been to Calabar Depot, meeting with security agencies, resolving issues so that the trucks coming to the state will not be impounded on the way and causing problem between the tanker drivers and Ipman and then the security agencies. So they have also been checking the pricing, checking sufficient fuel in the state. In 2 months, we've not had fuel crisis. We've not also had, I have issues, because I told them, I said, the issue I have is that I kept complaining when I purchase fuel. It's like the meter is adjusted, and they committee told me, they said that the problem they have is that they may not have the powers to be able to go and measure the fuel in petrol stations. That is left for the federal agency called the Ways and Means. That's what they said.
Just hearing that.
That they don't have the power. The law doesn't give them the power as state agency. You know, petroleum is under the federal agency, and DPR is there, and then you have the Ways and the Means.
According to them, they don't have that petroleum monitoring. That's the DPR.
The
Department for Petroleum Monitoring.
The DPR is an NNPC arm. NNPC subsidiary that works under the federal government. They may not work under the state government to go and begin to take orders from the governor. But the agency, this committee, has been engaging them and other stakeholders to go down. They should even go with them. They should the department that is concerned with measuring and checking fuel that are you know adulterated should go with them to check this fuel, but that they have difficulties in convincing them to join their tour to go down. But they have been going around as a team, because that team comprised of the chairman itself, the SA to the governor on petroleum matters, that is Victor Itefia is there. You have the NLC chairman, you have the DSS representative is there, someone from the CP is there, someone from the, I think the Army 84, 82 brigade is there. You have the NLCDC, and all of those persons are there, and then the media. So they have been going out on the routine check, engaging stakeholders, meeting with the authorities to ensure that the petrol, that Ipman, you know, have no clashes, or the tanker drivers have no issue with security agencies when they are bringing the petrol to Akwa Ibom State. And then the issue of the area of aviation. Of course, the government of the state have done so much. We've had so many Airbuses being, you know, bought and, you know, delivered to Akwa Ibom State government under the Pastor Mono's government. So we've had Airbuses being delivered. We've seen the progress being done in the international wing of the Victor Atas International Airport. The apron is being, you know, is going, you know, rapid progress. The taxiway is undergoing a very, you know, rapid progress. And then the maintain, repair, and overhaul facility is also, you know, going. The MRO is also going, you know, undergoing, you know, rapid progress to ensure that at the end of the day we have that airport being used at the international wing. Then waste management. Waste management.
Me. No, because every time I want to get there,
I'm looking at our appraisal. This is our appraisal that we used to appraise the government in the stakeholders engagement. I didn't put this up here. It's what I read during the stakeholders we had with the governor. So waste management, of course, we've had the more equipment being delivered to the Akwa Ibom State, Akwa Ibom Environmental Protection and Waste Management Agency, ASEMA, under our dear brother and friend, Prince Akwanekim. And of course, we've seen changes in the area of timely, you know, evacuation of refuse, you know, in the state. And then we've seen that at least so far, the state is becoming cleaner than before. Now,
he's my friend and somebody I have a lot of respect for. But I need to say this: it's important. The Ibom Community Watch that was co-opted, I think about 100 personnel. I'd like to see them be put to more effective use in policing indiscriminate
dumping of refuse. I was even coming there now.
And I wanted to talk about the management of illegal dump sites.
That's the point.
Plenty of them spring up.
What I will advise our friend to do, he is even a media-friendly person, should come and sit with you here and talk to you. Tell the people of the state what he's doing. He used to do that before. She come and tell you what he's doing. I think they have a program that they go around with Passion FM to do clean-up exercise. You should use that opportunity to tell you what they are doing. Tell us what he's doing, because I know he is doing much, but he's not heard. That is the truth about it. When I drove to the New Village Road axis, I saw a very big difference from what I used to see. Before now, they would dump refuse even on the road. But now, it's a bit better than the way it used to be. But more is needed to be done from that agency. You recall that towards the 100 or is it 100 days or so of the government of Pastor Mono, we had the issue of the traditional rulers law that almost consumed the TRC that almost consumed the state. Cap 155 that almost consumed the state. And like you have you now have the royal fathers being split amongst ethnic groups. The way the governor handled the matter that has brought in peace and harmony deserved a commendation. So we commended him for the way he handled the TROC law and brought back all the royal fathers into one fold. And today they are speaking in one voice and they are working in harmony. So the governor also deserves that praise for not saying, go to hell, and the governor, this law will stand or this will be. But he listened to voices of dissent and voices of positions and reasoning. At the end of the day, even when the royal fathers, most of them worked out on him, like was reported. Even when he called them for a meeting, they even boycotted it. But at the end of the day, he, as the leader of the state, did not hold grudges against any of them. He brought them back as the leader of the state, and they are today in one fold. They attend meetings together, sit in one platform, under one ministry and under one commissioner, and they are doing well. So for us in CHRAN, we are so excited and we are so happy that the governor was able to resolve the issue and peace has returned to the traditional institution which I belong.
Yeah, I know you. That's why you're tweeting.
So our rating now, our scorecard, our score overall for the governor is high mark. We just call him high in his first 18 months. And like we said, of course, that we have scored you high doesn't mean that you will go to sleep. On easy lies the head that wears the crown. To whom much is given, much is expected. For CHRAN to appraise you and score you high in 18 months means that you will do more. Because CHRAN will continue to engage the authorities, call out the ones that are not working. Because the governor will not know what his aides are doing. He wouldn't know. He's not going to be everywhere. So it is us that are living on the streets. It's us that are living with the people that will tell the governor what his aides, what his appointees are doing and are not doing. And then at this point, at the end of the day, all praises will go to the government and to the governor, like we are doing now. Nobody is praising CHRAN. Nobody is praising Franklin. In fact, when you open this call, people will call and say, we've been giving money, we've been bought over, and all of those calls will come. But the truth is that what we are saying, they are all factuals. You can go around the state and pick out all the items we have real out here and see if any is false.
All right, thank you very much, Otwekong. Before we open up the phone lines, let me also commend the governor as a media practitioner. I recognize his approach to asking questions, and I must appreciate him. The very first session that I attended, when he, unexpectedly called out some of the commissioners, and he said, "I will not do your job for you. You will speak for yourself." And that for me was very applaudable, because this is not something we've seen. I've been in the state for some time, not too long, but you always have the governor, holding brief, or the commissioner for information holding brief for most of the commissioners. But something that the governor did, which for me is novel, as far as I'm concerned, was calling them out to say, look, people are asking questions with regards to your ministry. Come and tell them. And he scolded one commissioner, I will never forget. I was in that session. He scolded and said, why don't you just tell them the truth? Stop trying to call out things. This is not something you hear governors do. They would cover their lieutenants, they would shield them, and then maybe go scold them in the private. But he scolded that particular commissioner and said, look, why don't you just tell them the truth? I don't believe in this whole coloring. Tell them how it is.
Let me add.
I commend the governor for that. That's not fair. That's applaudable.
Let me join my voice to your commendation. First, the governor is not the regular politician. He is that man that, from the way I have seen him now, from a distance, is someone that does not know how to paint black, white. That is the way I have seen him from a distance. I've seen him as someone who is very, very frank, that he believes that what it is should be called the way it is. So like you are saying, he could have, shielded or shielded the person concerned, but he will not. Even during the last media party that we had, which is the town hall meeting, a particular person, a particular appointee was talking something that he felt wasn't in line. He said no. I think that is the Ministry of Lands. He said no. Don't say so. We have it. What you are saying, we have it. Don't allow people to hear this. And it was in the open. So why am I saying this? It's a governor that is not the regular politician. He just believes that he is coming for service, and the truth must be told, so that where we need to make amends, we make amends. Now let me also add that what I have read out here, I may not be able to read out all the ministries, But we have all, for instance, Ministry of Transport, what we have is that if you go, the Ministry of Transport under Oman Nelson has done pretty well. But if you go to Plaza, the whole of the Plaza from the Oron Road down to Ikone Road, down to where you have the you have the tricycle, you have tricycle owners, you have minibuses taking about both sides of the road
every time.
And then this will cause traffic hold up. Same thing happens to the Ekoyeman flyover. If you drive down their height, the minibus owners and the tricycle owners have taken over the both sides of the flyover. So the vehicles coming on high speed will have to slow down if you use the overhead bridge. If you are coming through the dam, you have to slow completely because the side have been completely blocked. So what the CHRAN note is that there is need for action from the Ministry of Transport in these areas. And then you also have another one just by the IBB roundabout. Same thing is happening just shortly after Ibom Hall. You have that leads down to the roundabout. You have minibus owners and those who are owners of tricycles also taking over the road, and this is supposed to be the center of the town. Let me also add before you come in.
That roundabout that connects to a car road. Before you go there, you have those minibuses and
loading, and they take over the
traffic too.
Completely, they push. They seize the service lane from the motorists. So those applying those areas have to be careful not to run into any person there. It becomes a very big dangerous trend. Then finally, before you move, I'll be doing a disservice if I don't mention Ministry of Information. Commissioner for Information is doing very well. Our friend Comrade Minye is doing very well in the area of information, dissemination. The ESCO meetings, before it is even finished, you will see pictures, you will see the except in public space. And so what the CHRAN does is to commend the ministry, commend the governor, and we add that there is need for the government media unit, the government media unit to work in synergy. When I mean media unit now, that includes, I don't want to mention them, but I can mention them, the AKDC, radio TV station needs facilities that will upgrade. You have Pioneer, also need to be upgraded. I'm calling this name because this is what CHRAN is putting down.
Private platform you did.
Yeah, I'm saying this.
Private platform.
That is why I said I don't want to call them. There is need to have those structures being upgraded by the ministry.
Somebody should come and pay.
They will.
Somebody
So
should come and pay.
this is CHRAN
platform to sue you.
No, this is the CEO of CHRAN. No, CHRAN is simply saying that there is need to have this done.
Somebody should pay.
Okay.
Somebody should pay.
Then finally of the finally.
Okay.
Finally of the finally. We can now sleep with our two eyes closed. Security has been top gear. The state still remains the most peaceful state so far in the country. So up to the government.
More needs to be done.
Of course, more needs to be done.
My brothers in uniform, they still need vehicles, they still need support, they still need a lot. They need a lot.
Of course.
And even community
of course.
By the way, I haven't been seeing
don't forget,
those guys.
Where are those guys? Ike, you are forgetting a very critical sector here. Ibom Power Company. The CHRAN also commended the governor for when he came on board, he ordered for audit and called for for audit of Ibom Power. And recently, you saw what happened. The MD was eased off, and now there is a little bit improvement in supply of power in the state. So you must give thumbs up to the governor for this. So what else do you need? That's why I say, what else do you need than to say the governor should take all the applause and then let his aides do more to continue to keep the governor on the high spirit, because we are here to assess. It never end. But you see, but for the governor, he's beginning a new year because he has done appraisal for 18 months. So from the 19th month now begins a new year for him.
But we'll continue with the
so for us, the 18 month, which is the one, which is the past achievement, past record of the governor has been thoroughly appraised, and we'll do a press conference to add to this.
Okay.
The CHRAN will do a press conference to release out what we have done. Why are we doing this? So the government know that we are also going to produce another report after 18 months.
Okay. All right. Now let's bring you, the listener, in to join in the Suyo session. 0906 0004945 and alternatively 0906 000 5945. You can push your messages to WhatsApp and text message as well. You can do that to 0906 0009455 as well as our Facebook page, which is Passion 94.5 FM. Do follow us if you've not been following, and leave your comments there. The topics that we're discussing have already been posted on our platform, so we can read your message and acknowledge you. Hello, good morning, caller.
Hello?
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from? Apparently you didn't know where you called. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Samuel calling from it.
Go ahead.
I greet the barrister, your guest.
He's not a barrister.
Good morning.
Well, I have to appreciate you on your high level of professionalism.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You are not from big state, but you are thinking of the welfare and the good of the state.
Thank you, sir. Bless you too, sir.
Now, I want to thank your guest also. He has spoken well.
Thank you, sir.
I want to appreciate our governor. I know that's a good intention. He's making his governance to be people-oriented. But I have the criticism. I'm offering a constructive criticism and not criticizing to destroy. No, not destructive, please. And, I have a little problem about the committee, he said, to look into petrol fuel matters in the state. You cannot, if you have rat and you have maize, rat and maize always have issues. You cannot, if maize has a problem, you cannot call the rat to go and check the problem of maize. The chairman.
Wrap it up, sir. Wrap it up, sir.
Look into, the chairman of the committee that look into fair crisis should not be a one man.
Well, he's no longer the chairman. He's no longer the chairman. The person you're referring to by default is no longer the chairman. He's just a member of the committee.
Okay. That's the area I feel that the government should checkmate the activities of some of the committees he takes.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. We need to take on this, so thank you very much. I'll be combining calls and messages side by side. There's a quick message that's dropped. He dropped at exactly 8:55, and this person says, good morning, presenters, referring to us as presenters, and put the hashtag, saying hashtag Sakudom's commissioners. That's how this person puts it. And the person says it's the issue of putting the new wine into an old bottle. Well, I don't know why he said that. And I'll augment that one with another one straight up, and then we go straight to calls. And this one says, brother, good morning and compliments of the season. The wrong place. I mean, seriously, the wrong place is where you're putting that information. I will not respond to that there. Please come to Passion FM and make inquiries. This is not, this platform is for engagements, okay? Not for inquiries. I'm sorry. Good morning, Ike and Utrekom. Nice job there for you guys. Government building the Arise Park is a good thing. But one thing that's not a good thing is that we have to do commercials. And it's a good thing. We'll be back.